not to feel the same, but it's a shame that we miss again. See, my confidence is shaking and my heart is feeling vacant. So you try to fill it in. You said I could fix the broken in your heart. You were telling, darling, but I don't know why you're shooting in the dark. I can't feel it, nothing. But love, pray for me. I never had somebody, so I don't know how to love. Pray for me. I never need somebody, so I can learn how to love. Party. Cause my memories on trial for the way I used to be. My head is run miles round in circles and I try to find a need to lie in me. You said I could fix the broken in your heart. You were saying but I don't know why you're shooting in the dark. I can't feel it, nothing. But love, for me. I never had somebody, so I don't know how to love. So I can how to love. I know it. For me.
Contributions of the management, all the teachers and the students have resulted in the institute getting the A grade from NAC, and also it has been accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, New Delhi. Secondly, we have also been awarded as the best private engineering college by the Indian Society for Technical Education, New Delhi, and recently the All India Council for Technical Education has recognized us for the reward system which we are applying for all our teachers, students and non-teaching staff members.
Under the guidance of our staff, management and principal sir, we have initiated various activities in NSS. Just to speak about a few, we have developed an app, we have started collecting the databases for blood donations, which will help us to get the direct contact between the blood donors and the needy ones.
To meet the requirements of corporate sector, we have MOUs with different companies like Tech Mahindra, Texas Instruments and BSNL.
Developed a techno-social unit named Tesla, Technical Empowerment Through Social Learning Abilities. In that club, we believe to go to the real site problems, to face the real site problem, to go to the rural areas and the social communities, identify their problems and solve their problems and do the site implementation of those problems.
निगडे सर.
हो सर.
किती आपण 11 चालू करणार आहोत.
हो.
ओके, 11 जस्ट 5 मिनिटं अजून थांबून चालू करूया मला वाटतं.
चालेल चालेल. 11:05 ला चालू करू.
11 झालं असेल तर चालू करूया मला वाटतं. विल नॉट वेट.
चालू करतो.
हा चालेल. ओके.
Okay. Good morning, one and all. On the behalf of AISSMS IOIT Pune, I, Professor M.B. Nigde, as a co-coordinator of today's free online guidance on career opportunity after the 12th standard for student of arts, commerce, and science. I welcome all participants from AISSMS IOIT Pune.
ये
I
पहिली
would,
तकदीरा लावा
I would like to introduce the today's speaker, Dr. P.B. Mane sir. The sir has completed the Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering and Technology from Bharati Vidyapith University, Pune. He did the Master of Engineering in University of Pune from Government College of Engineering. He did the Bachelor of Engineering in University of Pune from the Government College of Engineering. He has a professional experience. He is currently working as principal in AISSMS IOIT Pune. He has a 21-year experience in academics. He has a 3-year experience in industrial experience in Philips India Limited, Pune. The sir has received many awards. One of them is the Bharati Vidya Bhavan National Award for Best Principal by IST New Delhi in 2017. Best Principal of Years Award by the Computer Society of India Mumbai chapter in 2018. Under the guidance of the under the guidance of the Dr. P.V. Mane sir, the AISSMS IOT College has achieved the NAC accreditation with A grades, NBA accreditation, Best Private Engineering College Award 2017 by FSAI in Pune region, Best Private Engineering College Award 2015 by IST New Delhi, Engineering Educational Excellence Award in 2015 by Indo Global Chambers of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. The sir has the guided many PG student and PhD student. Sir has 112 research paper and 3 patents. This is a brief introduction of Dr. P.V. Mane sir. I requested to all participants mute audio and video, and the question answer session will be held in last 10 minutes. Write the question in your chat box and we can take the one by one. I request Dr. P.V. Mane sir to start the session.
Thank you, Nigde sir. A very good morning to all the participants and all my team members for organizing this event. The one important thing which Nigde sir announces is all the participants are requested to mute their mics and videos if any of them are on. We'll be taking the question answer sessions at the end of the session. The session will be lasting for an hour or so. And if you wish, the questions can be asked in Marathi also. I'll try to see to it that if required, I may also talk in Marathi so that majority of the audience I feel are from Maharashtra. So I'll be also prefer talking in Marathi. So just to begin, and the second thing is I'll be switching off my video so that there won't be any issues of the bandwidth. So I'll just keep my audio on and switch off my video. So I think we'll start with the presentation. Yeah. So just to begin with this presentation, I just want to give you a background as to what this presentation is and our institute as a whole. The All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Society, it was established in the year 1917 by Srimanta Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj of Kolhapur. And then in the first military school was established in the year 1935. So the society is almost 100 years old society. And the society ventured into the professional courses in the 90s. So as on today, we have got 2 engineering colleges, a polytechnic college, a MBA college, a pharmacy college, a hotel management and catering technology, and also the ITI, along with 2 schools. One is our flagship school, the military school, which was started in the year 1935, and we also have the day school. So just to begin with this, so 100 years, yeah, next slide, please. Chetan, next slide. Yeah, so yeah, so I'll just brief about our institute. introduce Nigde sir
माझी
has
मीटिंग चालू
introduced
आहे ऑनलाईन तिकडे जा मोकर मी बोलून काय तिथं आवाज येतो.
Chetan sir, please see that some audios and videos are on. Take out Dattatreya's videos on. Please switch off their videos and yeah, please. Chetan, are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
please mute them, the videos also. Yeah. So to begin with our institute, our institute, that is the Institute of Information Technology, it was established in the year 1999. Currently, we have got 9 divisions with an intake of 540. We have got 2 master courses and also a PhD center. Next. Yeah, the silent features of our institute is that we have been accredited with A grade by NAC. We also have the accreditation from NBA for our 3 courses. We also have a permanent affiliation from the University of Pune. And the most important thing is that, yes, the important aspect of our all the institutes under AIMS is that we do have very good placement record. We also have collaboration with foreign universities, which are there in UK and US. To be more precise, we have a very good infrastructure with all the state-of-art facilities being made available to all the students. The most important factor, since the society as a whole is a 100 years old society, we also have very good teachers who have a vast experience and who are experts in their own domain. Just to mention a few other important things is just if we regularly organize the industrial visits, the social visits, we assist the students for getting the sponsored projects. We have a worldwide alumni presence. Our alumni are almost spread across the globe. Then prior to my session started, we saw just a small clip of the national level event which our students organize every year, named as Alacrity, which means Alacrity means enthusiasm. So you might have seen the enthusiasm in the students. Then in terms of academic, we have a continuous academic monitoring system. We are members of the professional bodies like IST, IET, IEEE, ISA, and many others. Just to mention one important thing is that you might have seen many schools and colleges, but now the schools and colleges are left only with their buildings. They do not have sufficient playground. But it is, I'm proudly saying that in Pune, at least, we are the only institute and colleges where we have a very large playground with all the facilities for sports, indoor and outdoor sports, and we have very good sportsmen in our colleges. Then we have the research center for the electronics and telecommunication. We have the technical clubs, study circle for the computer exam. Just to mention, we have students who have been regularly appearing for the competitive exams like MPSC and UPSC. And just to mention, 2 years back, we had Piyush Salunke, who ranked 64th in the UPSC. And prior to that, we had Prajakta Thakur. She ranked 134th, and both of them are in the services now. Then coming to the next, the very important thing is the institute conducts psychometry test and the counseling facility is there. Previous, Chetan, yeah, don't go forward unless and until I say. Then we also provide medical facilities and students insurance is there. We have the film club, and the most important thing is that we believe that the student should not be only involved in academics, but they should be also aware about their responsibility towards the society. So we have the NSS, NCC, and other organizations. We have the transport facility being made available to all the students. We have a very big auditorium, language lab facilities there, and Wi-Fi facility as usual. Since we are an IT institute, the facility is there. Moving next. Chetan, next. Yeah, just to mention the branches which we have in our institute, this year we'll be starting with the artificial intelligence and data science division with an intake of 60. We do have computer with an intake of 120, electrical engineering with an intake of 60, ENTC with an intake of 180, instrumentation with an intake of 60, and IT with an intake of 60. So these are the 6 branches in our institute. Next. Yeah, as I mentioned, we have two post-graduation courses. One is in the power electronics and drive, the other is in VLS and embedded. And we also have the PhD research center where we have more than 45 candidates who are working in our research center. Next. Yeah, now let us begin with the actual presentation. The thing is that all the students and the parents who have gathered over here to listen to this, I'll be taking you through the presentation where we'll be seeing which are the different availabilities and options to the students. What usually happens is that we know very few options which are available to us. We know that there is only arts, commerce, and science, but as a whole, we are not aware which are the different options available, maybe in arts, in commerce, and in science branches. So usually, all of you are aware that after the 10th standard, you choose either the science stream or the commerce stream or the arts stream, depending upon your percentage in the 10th standard. And usually what we have seen is that many a times still today now the parents and the students have become aware, yes, that they should choose the field of their own liking. Now it is not the case. Previously it used to happen is that the students were being forced by their parents to either go in for engineering or for medical. And we know that usually in the 10th standard the scores are very good, and the parents feel that yes, my ward can surely go in for engineering or medical sciences, but that has proved wrong. And nowadays what has happened is that we have lot many options available, and all these options which are available to the students, they are also giving them the career opportunities also. So we know that in under science, when a student takes science, the important subjects for him are the physics, chemistry, mathematics, or physics, chemistry, biology. In commerce, then we have the accounts, statistics, economics, business studies. And when he takes arts, it is history, geography, psychology, political science. So these are the broad areas which are covered under science, commerce, and arts. And the student who is passing his 10th standard, depending on his marks, he chooses that. Now let us see what happens after 12th standard. Now after 12th science, the student who has done his 12th science, then he has the two options. He can be either in the PCM group or he can be in the PCB group. So if he's in the PCM group, that is physics, chemistry, mathematics, he can go into engineering and technology. He can go into architecture. He can go into design. He can go into pharmacy. He can also go into hotel management and catering technology. He can also go into fine arts. Then moving on to if he has taken the PCB group. So in the PCB group, he can go to either medicine and surgery. He can go for Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathy, agriculture and allied sciences, paramedical, nursing, or rehabilitation science. So these are the broad uh, uh, opportunities which a student has once he has chosen his group in the 11th and 12th standard. Next. Chetan, next. Yeah. So let us first see what are the options available to him when he chooses the physics, chemistry, and mathematics group. Next. Chetan, next. Chetan, next. Yeah.
sir.
So let us see what are the options available to him if he chooses the physics, chemistry, and mathematics group. So I just broadly spoke in the previous slide that he can go for engineering. Now let us see what are the details and the possible professions which he can join. So these are the 4-year courses, barring the architecture course, which is of 5 years. So a student can go in for the BTech or the BE course. Now, usually there is a question in the mind of the students, what is the difference between BE and BTech? I'll just mention this very briefly. See, when a student does a course from any affiliated college, he gets a degree of Bachelor of Engineering, that is, we call it as B. Whereas if he does his course from an IIT, NIT, or for that matter, an autonomous institute, he gets a course, the certificate as Bachelor of Technology, which we call it as BTech. Whereas there is no difference as such in the entire structure and syllabus which the student undergoes. Both are equivalent courses. So this is a general query amongst all the students, what is the difference between BE and BTech. So first we have the BE and BTech, which are of 4 years courses. Then we also have the BF Tech, that is Bachelor of Fashion Technology. So usually many students do not know that this also course exists. Then we have PRs, which most of the students are aware of, and this is exclusively a 5 years course. Then moving on, next we have the Bachelor of Planning, again a 4-year course. In Pune, this is only in the College of Engineering, Pune. Then we also have the Bachelor of Interior Design, again a 4-year course. Then we have the Bachelor of Design, again a 4-year course. Now many colleges have started with the Bachelor of Design course also. So what are the possible professions for the students who are taking all these courses? So the very first thing is he can become an engineer, he can become a mathematician, he can become a scientist, he can become an architect, he can become a commercial pilot, he can become an astronaut, he can become a naval officer, he can become a physicist, he can become a statistician, he can become an interior designer, he can become a fashion designer, he can become an automobile designer, he can become a town planner, or he can also become a chemist. So these are the various options which are available for the student who is doing, who is undergoing the physics, chemistry, mathematics group, and after 12th, he has all these options available to him. Next. Yeah, so over here we have a list of the branches in engineering technology. So all the students may be knowing very few branches which are there in engineering, because we know that usually what is being talked in terms of engineering is that, yeah, all of you know the mechanical branch, all of you know the civil branch, all of you know the computer branch, all of you know the ENTC branch, all of you know the electrical branch. So these are the 5 major branches which are known to all of you. But besides this, there are many other branches also. I'll just name a few. We have the aerospace, we have the agriculture and food, then we also have now latestly the artificial intelligence, data science. We also have the automobile. We have the biochemical branch, the biological science branch, biotechnology branch, then ceramic branch, chemical branch. I mentioned about civil, computer, electrical, ENTC. These are there. Then you have the environment branch, industrial branch, instrumentation branch. I just want to mention in our institute we have the instrumentation branch with an intake of 60. And this branch, what you can say, when you talk in terms of the job opportunities, there are many job opportunities, but due to the lack of knowledge of the students and the parents, few students do come to this branch. And just to mention, in Pune University, there are hardly 6 to 7 colleges which offer this instrumentation branch. And when the students do come out after their graduation, they have n number of job opportunities. So this is also a very good branch, because all of us know that today we are in an era of automation, and this branch mainly deals with automation. Maybe it is a hardware automation or a software automation. Then you also have the marine branch facility, material science is there, mathematics and computing is there. I talked about mechanical. Then you also have the metallurgical branch. This metallurgy branch is available in the College of Engineering, Pune as such. Then you also have the mineral mining. Mining is in Dhanbad. Then mining machinery, naval architecture is there, ocean engineering is there in IIT Madras, petroleum branch in Pune. We have in our college, we also have the chemical branch, petroleum branch is there in MIT Pune, plastic is there, polymer science, production, textile technology. So these are a few names, but if you visit the All India Council for Technical Education sites, there are nearly 170 options, different options available. They are not all in Pune University. Under Pune University, there are in all 13 different faculties, but the rest are available throughout Pan India options. Yeah, next. Then let us move on to what after 12th science, the PCB group. Next. Yeah. So when we do the PCB group, yeah, under the PCB group, we have the medicine and surgery. We have, that is the MBBS. Then we have the Bachelor of Dental Surgery. We have the Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery. We have the Bachelor of Siddha Medicine and Surgery. We also have the Bachelor of Naturopathy and Yogic Science. Then we also have the Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine and Surgery, Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery. We have the BSc Nursing, Bachelor of Science Nursing. Then we also have the Bachelor of Optometry. Then there is also the Bachelor of Occupational Therapy. Then also the Bachelor of Physiotherapy. So these are the various different branches which a student who is opting for the PCB group, again, he has got many options available with him. So he did not only emphasize that he wants to only go in for the MBBS course, he has also the other options available with him, and almost all these options are available to all the students in Pune, right in Pune as well as in Maharashtra. And maybe just to talk about this naturopathy, it's not in Pune, but I think it's in south, maybe Madras or somewhere. Yeah, next. Yeah, then you moving on to this group, the other options which are available with him is, then we also have the pharmacy option available with this. Then we have B Pharma Ayurvedic. Again, in this pharmacy, you also have the option of the Ayurveda. Then we have Bachelor in Prosthetics and, please, Chetan, previous slide. Prosthetics and Orthotics. Then Bachelor in Audiology and Speech Language Pathology. Bachelor in Rehabilitation Science. Bachelor of Science Agriculture, that is BSc. BSc Sericulture. Then BVSc, that is Bachelor of Veterinary Science. Then Bachelor of Fisheries Science. Then Trauma Care. And also there is a possibility that a student after his 12th standard, he can also go in to join the diploma course in pharmacy. Similarly, a student after 12th, he can also join the diploma course in engineering also. See, so these are the various options available for a student who is having the PCB group. So always depending upon your marks and the availability of the courses, if you see at this, there are n number of options available even in the PCB group. And one more thing is that nowadays, even the students from PC, or rather those students who have taken PCMB, because usually many students, they keep in mind both these options. So now since the last 3-4 years, what has happened is that the government has taken or given an option that a student who is having, if he is not qualifying with his PCM marks for engineering, that is for category students 45% and for open students 50%, if he is not scoring this marks, instead of the chemistry option, he can go in for the biology or the vocational courses. And if this comes to 45% or 50 courses, that student can also become eligible for the engineering course. So just those students who are also having both these groups, and in case if you fail to get admission in the PCB group, you also have this option of engineering available to you. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so after 12th, commerce. Now let us see, because usually science, many students do prefer going to the engineering courses who have taken this course first. So let us see what are the options available after 12th, commerce. Yeah, next. So after 12th commerce also, we know that it is just only the BCom or BCom with honors. When we say BCom with honors, it is that you have a specific subject being taken for all the 3 years. Again, both these courses are 3 years. Then you have the BSc Finance, BBA Finance, then BFA Financial Accounting 3 years. Then you have the BCom Professional. So let us see what are the possible professions when you choose the BCom course. So for the first BCom 3 years course, you can become an accountant, you can become an actuary, auditor, banker, certified finance analyst. Then you can be a certified financial planner, certified investment analyst. Then you can become an investment banker. You can become a certified stock broker, chartered accountant. It is after you move ahead, you can go for the chartered accountancy. Then you can be a company secretary, cost and work accountant. Then finance analyst, finance consultancy, finance controller, then finance manager, finance planner, investment analyst, portfolio manager, statistician, stock brokers, tax editor, tax consultant. So if you see, even if you choose to go in for BCom, there are n number of options available too, and there are a variety of professions into which you can go once you do your BCom. Yeah, next slide. Chetan, next slide. Yeah. Then let us move on to the arts courses. So we know that the BA arts course is of 3 years. So what are the possible professions in this? You have the anthropologist, the archaeologist, the curator, an economist, an editor of some paper or a magazine, a geographer, an historian, a journalist, language trainer, philosopher, political scientist, psychologist, restorer, social worker, sociologist, a teacher, a translator, or a writer. So these are the various possible professions into which a student who is doing an arts course can venture into. Next slide. Yeah, then the career options in law also. Then as you are aware that we also have the option of law after the 12th standard. So it has an integrated course of 5 years. So let us see what are the different options in this. So you can have the BSc LLB, again a 5 years course. Then you have a BA LLB course, again a 5-year course. Then you also have BCom LLB course, again a 5-year course. Then you have a BBA LLB course, that is Bachelor in Business Admin and Bachelor in Law, again a 5 years course. Then you have BLS LLB, that is Bachelor in Liberal Arts and Bachelor in Law, again a 5 years course. Then you have Bachelor in Social Work and Bachelor in Law, again a 5 years course. And then you also have another course that is called as the Bachelor in Technology and Bachelor in Law, which is of a 6 years course. Because for any BTech degree, it is of 4 years. So this course only is of 6 years. So if you look at these avenues, there are various options available to you. So a student after his 12th standard, he can decide to go into LLB, but he can go with the options of BSc, BA, BCom, or a BBA, or even for that matter liberal art, or for even that matter a social worker, or even for that matter an engineer. So all these options are available. Now let us see what are the possible professions into which a student can go once he does all these courses in law. So he can be a litigator, he can be a lawyer, he can be an advocate, he can be a social activist, he can be a diplomat, he can be a judicial magistrate, he can be a judge, he can be a professor, he can be a legal advisor, he can be a corporate legal consultant, he can be an arbitrator, he can be a conciliator, he can be a mediator. So there are again various options available for a student who is going to do his course in law. And these are the integrated courses. Whereas the other law courses, all of you know, is that after 12th standard, they are of 3 years. But these, the career options, I'm talking about this 5 years integrated courses. Next slide, please. Yeah. Then career options in business management. So what are the different career options are in business management? All these courses are of 3 years, and only you have an integrated course of the BBA plus MBA, which is of 5 years. So let us see. The first one is the Bachelor in Business Administration, which is a 3 years course. The possible professions which you can enter into is you can become an executive, you can become a manager, you can become an administrator, head. Then Bachelor in Management Science, that is BMS. He can become a consultant in the fields of marketing, HR, or finance. Then we have the Bachelor in Business Studies, again a 3 years course. He can be a systems and operations. Then he can be an IT entrepreneur. So for these courses, that is Bachelor in Business Studies, he can also have the options of going into the IT sector. Then we have the BBM, that is Bachelor in Business Management. Again, if he has his own business, he can venture into that course. And as I said, then we have an integrated course of BBA plus MBA, which is of 5 years. The options which are over here is you can become an event manager, a party organizer, a wedding planner. So there are n number of options also when we go in for the business management courses. So these courses are of 3 years, that is after 12th standard. And if you do them after the graduation, they are of 2 years courses. So if anybody doing a BA course, he can do an MBA of 2 years. Anybody with BCom, he can go in for 2 years MBA course. Anybody with engineering, he can go in for MBA 2 years course. But over here, I have talked about the 3 years business management courses. Next slide, please. Yeah, careers and options in hotel management. Yeah, now this is a very good option for the students who like all this thing. That is, they like to make some new dishes, they want to travel abroad, they want to do lot many things. So this course somewhat is does not have the subjects like what you can say difficult subjects, but those students who are interested into this field of hoteling and tourism, travel tourism, they have lot many options. So we have the 3 years course that is called as the BSc Hospitality and Hotel Administration, 3 years. So you can become a caterer, you can become a hotelier, you can become a chef, you can become a travel manager. Then moving next is the BA Honors in Hotel Management. This is a 4 years course. Options are manager, housekeeping manager, front end officer, a manager. Then in Culinary Arts, again a 4 year course. Then BTech, Hotel Management and Catering Technology. Now just to mention what is the difference between this BSc, BA courses. BTech course Hotel Management, it falls under the All India Council for Technical Education, and it is considered as the professional course. So this is a course of 4 years. The admissions for this course are through the CET. Whereas the other admissions, you can directly go to those respective colleges and you can take the admissions. Just to mention, I haven't talked about anything about the admission process. Maybe at the end of the session, while answering the questions, we can also discuss about the process of admission, because our today's aim is not to talk on the process of admission, but just to make all the students available, which are the different options available for them in arts, commerce, and science streams. Next slide, please. Yeah, then you also have career options in liberal arts. Now, this is a very recently in the last 10 odd years, this stream has started coming up. So you have the BA honors with diploma in liberal arts, again a 3 or 4 years course. Then you have the BBA with diploma in liberal arts, then BCom with diploma in liberal arts, then BSc with diploma in liberal arts. So again, these are the 3 or 4 years courses. Then we have either it can be from the arts, commerce, or science. Any stream can opt for this, or any other specialization in which your major is. So this is also the option available into the liberal arts. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, then there is also career options in the mass communication. Many times we are not aware about this courses also. In the Pune University, we do have this mass communication course. So over here we have the bachelor in mass media, then we have the bachelor in mass communication, then we have the bachelor in media studies, then we have the bachelor in journalism and mass communication, then we have the bachelor in journalism and communication and media. So all these are 3 years courses. Now let us see what are the possible professions into which a student can go if he undergoes these courses. So a student, he can be an anchor, he can be a reporter, he can be a journalist, he can be a correspondent, he can be an editor, he can be a copywriter, he can be a content writer, he can be a creative writer, he can be a director, he can be a cinematographer, he can be a media programmer, he can be a public relations specialist. So those students who are have a liking towards the arts and culture, they can obviously choose this as one of their options. So again, these are 3 years courses. Just to inform, in Pune University, we have the mass communication course. So those who are interested can visit their website and check for further details. So these courses are there again in the private universities, though, which are there in Pune also and in Maharashtra also. Yeah, next. Yeah, then career options in economics. So you can have BA honors with economics or BA or BSc honors with economics. Both of them are 3 years courses. So what are the possible professions you can? You can become an economist, you can become a financial risk manager, you can become an investment manager, or you can become a market manager. With again, you have the same options for BSc with economics. You can become a researcher, an actuarial, data analyst, economic journalist, statistician, etc. So again, you have option of doing a BA economics honors, or you have option of doing BSc economics. So both are 3 years courses with a good number of career opportunities in both these areas. The next is the career options in social work. Now, many times we do not know that there are options or courses available in the social work also. So just to mention, we have the bachelor in social work. We have the bachelor 3 years course, then BSW plus MSW, that is an integrated course with bachelor and master's degree in social work. Then we have the bachelor in rural studies, again a 3 years course. So what are the possible professions into which a student can enter is, he can become a social activist, he can become a social worker, he can become a rural development officer, he can become a volunteer with an NGO community, he can community worker, he can become a politician also, child and women welfare worker, etc. So there are n number of options. If a student chooses to go in for this 3 years course, which is again a degree course, it is offered by the Tata Institute in Mumbai, a very well-known institute in Maharashtra. Then other universities are also offering these courses. So these are 3 years courses. So those students who have a liking towards doing some social work, this is an option which can give them satisfaction as well as a career opportunity. So this is also one of the options which the students can look into. So a very good option available. So maybe in the future, if some good educated students do this works, we can have some very good politicians also coming out of them. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, then career options in pure science or computer applications. Now let us see what are the different options, because today we know that majority of the jobs as far as the technical thing goes, they are into the service sector, mostly into the IT streams. So let us see which are the different options available, and we know that the opportunities are tremendous in this area. So we have the bachelor in computer application. Then we have the BCA plus MCA, again a 5 years course. Then BSc with honors, then Bachelor in Mathematics, then Bachelor of Statistics, then BSMS, that is an integrated course, then BCA, that is Bachelor of Computer Applications, BBA, that is Bachelor of Business Administration with an IT specialization. So these are some of the courses which are integrated of 5 years. Majority of them are 3 years courses. Now let us see what are the possible professions into which a student can enter if he undergoes these courses. So he can become a programmer, he can become an IT manager, he can become a systems manager, he can become a network or a software engineer, he can become an ethical hacker, he can become an animator, he can become a game designer, a web or application designer, he can become a mathematician, scientist, he can become a commercial pilot, he can become an astronaut, he can become a naval officer, he can become a physicist, he can become a statistician, he can become an automobile designer, or he can become a chemist also. So these are the different options as per the different courses which are available over here. So many times we have seen that many students do have a liking towards animation. So the best option for them is that in spite of doing some private courses, they can opt some of these courses, and then if required, they can do the value addition with this private courses which are available in the market. But the best thing is that you have various institutes and various universities offering you these courses. Yeah, next please. Yeah. Then career options in design, fine arts, and virtual arts. Again, one of the areas which is not known to many students. So let us see what are the different options in this area. So we have the bachelor in design, a 3 years course. Then we have a bachelor in fine arts, again a 3 years course. Then we have bachelor in visual arts, a 3 years course. Then we have bachelor in creative arts, again a 3 years course. Now, if you see the possible professions over here, he can be an apparel, he can be into automobile sector, he can be, that is automobile designing, he can be into ceramic, exhibition, fashion, furniture, game, graphics, industrial, interior, lifestyle accessory, photography, product textile, toy design, etc. So again, if you look at the options which are available, if you are going to undergo the in the design, fine arts, or visual arts, those again, I'm saying that those students who have a liking towards the arts or drawing and other things, so they can always opt for such courses. Again, all these courses are available in almost all the universities, that is the government universities and the private universities also. So a very good option available again for those students who have a liking in this subjects. Yeah, next please. Then career options in sports. Yeah, many times again, the most of the students do not know that there is also career in the sports. So let us see which are the different courses which are available if you want to go into the field of sports. So the very first is we have the BBA with sports management course, a 3 years course. What are the possible professions which he can go into? He can be a he can be a sports manager, he can be a player, he can be a coach, he can be a physical trainer, he can be a teacher, he can be an athlete. Then we have also the BA sports management, again a 3 years course. He can become an announcer, he can become a commentator, he can become a sports analyst, equipment manager, a referee. We also have the bachelor in physical education, because many times most of the students know that there is only one course, that is bachelor in physical education, but along with this you also have two more courses, that is BBA sports management and BA sports management. Again, these courses are there in many of the universities and the institutes, and also in some private universities these courses are being offered. Yeah, next please. Yeah, moving on to the next career options in performing arts. Yeah, a very important thing. Again, most of the students are unaware about this course, that is the Bachelor in Performing Arts, Music, Acting, Singing, etc. Again, a 3 years course, and those students who would like to go into the film industry, for them this is a very great opportunity. So they can be having a perfect background with them. So the options, possible professions which they can venture into is they can become an actor or an actress, a ballet or a modern dancer, a choreographer, a composer, a conductor, dancer, a director, a dramatist, a musician, a performer, screenwriter, singer, talent manager, theater artist, trainer, teacher, vocalist. So again, for this course, a specific course that is Bachelor in Performing Arts, you have this 3 years courses. Again, this course is available in many of the private universities also and the government universities. So those students who have a liking going into the film industry, they can always opt for these courses, so they can have a very good knowledge of the basic things which they are required of to become a good actor, artist, or whatever they feel like in this profession. Next, please. So now, after looking through all the different options, because we have seen not many options in the all the 3 streams. We have seen what are the options in the art stream. We have seen what are the options in the commerce stream. We have also seen what are the options in the science stream. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the career paths with the eligibility and the future scope. Again, some of the future scope I have discussed when we were going through the different courses, but just to again see, it will be just a repetition, but the students will have some more insights of what are the eligibilities and what are the future scopes for those courses. Yeah, next please. Yeah. So let us see what are the first thing is the basic applied environment. So home science, the eligibility is 10+2 UG or PG. The job prospectus over here are production industry, tourism industry, service, teaching, nutrition. Then you have the biotechnology, again it is 10+2, maths, physics, or agriculture, chemistry. Job prospectus again biotechnologist, pharmacist, company chemical. Then political science is there, again UG plus PG. Job prospectus a political analyst, civil service, Indian foreign service. Then also you have the agriculture science, eligibility is 10+2, that is maths, physics, chemistry, biology. Those who want to go into this agriculture colleges. Then horticulture, again 10+2 with physics, chemistry, biology, and agriculture. We had not seen these 2 options, the horticulture, the agriculture science. So these options are also available for the students in the science stream. Next, please. Yeah. Then the healthcare, medicine and allied. So over here we have the physiotherapy for, again, the eligibility is 10+2 maths, physics, chemistry with a minimum 50%. You have a CET exam, the BPT. Then the various options we have already discussed what a physiotherapist has. Then hotel management we have discussed. Again, this is can be a 3 years or a 4-year course. If it is a 4-year course, then you have a CET, and the eligibility criteria are again same for them. Then you also have this option of yoga. Course in yoga, again with yoga therapist, yoga instructor, yoga consultant, or a teacher. Many times this course is also not known to many students, but now many universities and institutes have started coming with this official course on yoga, because previously there was no what you can say a course designed by the universities, but now yes, we do have this courses available. Then veterinary science course we have already discussed. For this, the eligibility is again 10+2 with maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and they have to give the AICCC, BVS, or ICR masters. Job prospectus we have seen, he can be a veterinary doctor in government animal husbandry department, poultry farms, dairy, private veterinary hospitals, clinics, wildlife sanctuaries, zoological parks. So again, there are many options for a person who would like to become a veterinary doctor, or he wants to go into the veterinary science. Yeah, next please. Then engineering, architecture, and IT, we have seen. Again, I'll just go with the details. For an architecture, it is a 5 years course. The eligibility again is 10+2 physics, chemistry, mathematics, with the exams of NATA, JEE, or AIEEE, BR, and it can be for BArch, MArch, and PhD. So he can further go in for MArch or PhD. Engineering, again the same thing: physics, chemistry, mathematics with the JEE, AIEEE. Now you have the JEE Advanced, BE, BTech and PG. Job prospectus, we have seen n number of job prospectus for this engineering. I won't go into the details of this again. Next slide, please. Yeah. Then let us see the HSC with PCMB options. So what are the future scopes in this? So if you're going to do the BSc, then you can BSc Dairy Technology, you can go in for an MBA course. Then BTech in Agriculture, you can go for an MTech in Agriculture or an MBA. BSc Biotech, you can be MSc Biotech or MBA. BSc in Agriculture, you can go in for MSc Animal Husbandry or Dairy Technology. B Farm, you can go in for MPharm or MBA. Next slide, please. Then HSC with PCB group, we have seen with MBBS, after MBBS, he can be an MD or an MS or special diploma. BMS, again, he can be an MD. And then BSc nursing, he can go in for MSc nursing. Diploma in nursing, he can go in for the BSc nursing. Then if he's doing a BSc in botany, microbiology, zoology or chemistry, physics, he can go in for the MSc, MPH or PhD, or he can go in for MSc Biotech or MTech Biotech. And then he can also have the BSc Home Science course. Next slide, please. Yeah, then HSC Commerce. So after he does his BSc course of 3 years, so what are the different options for him if he wants to go in for the higher education? Then he can go in for an MBA Marketing, Finance, Materials, what I talked about. So I'll again repeat, those students who are aspiring to go in for an MBA course, they can always go in for an integrated course, which we have seen earlier, or even after their graduation, that is after their BA, BCom, or BSc, or even for that matter, engineering, or even for that matter, any graduation course, they can go into the management colleges to do an MBA course. So then after become MBA, then it can be the bank insurance probationary development officer. He can become, after become, he can go for LLB or LLM. He can become a CA. He can go in for BEd, MEd. He can become a teacher. He can also go in for the ICW course. He can be going for the company secretary. He can go in for the bachelor in library. He can become a librarian course. Now again, this bachelor in librarian or library course can be also done with the background of BA course also. Then import export diploma is there. He can go in for MCA, MCM, where he can go into the software jobs. He can also do the MPSC or UPSC, where if he's aspiring for the civil services jobs, then he can also go into the computer courses with Tally as the background. And he can also join the Indian Military's Academy with services. One more thing is, while discussing, those students who are aspiring to go into our Army, Navy, or Air Force, for them there are different options. There are different levels. The students can join this streams after their 12th standard, or maybe after their 10th, 12th, or even after their graduation. So there are again various opportunities available in the Indian Army and Navy also. Yeah, next slide, please. Then HSC Commerce, we have seen this. So if he has taken the CA Foundation BBA, he can go in for MBA. Then if he has BCA completed, he can go for MCA as higher education. If he has done his DEd, he can go in for his BEd courses. So these are the future scope or higher educations where he can move higher on. Next slide, please. Then for the HSC Arts, as I mentioned, any student who has also completed his BA, he can go in for MA or MA in Mass Communication, Bachelor of Info Journalism, then BPEd, that is he can go in as a physical training teacher. He can become, he can go in for LLB or LLM. He can go in for Bachelor of Science. He can also take admission to MBA. He can also prepare for the MPSC or UPSC exams. He can also go into diploma in drama. That is acting in movies. He can also opt for MCA, MCM, or PEd courses. He can also move into advertising and commercial management diploma, event manager diploma, sub-inspector exams for the other categories. So after BA also, the future scope is he has various options of moving into higher education and then getting some good job prospects. Next slide, please. Yeah, Chetan, next slide. Hello. Yeah. Then HSC Arts, we have seen DEd, BSW. So he can go for MSW. LLB foundation, then he can go for DT, LL, LLM, fashion designer diploma, interior design diploma. If it's BA, MBA, we have already seen. Next slide, please. Yeah, some important and useful websites. Now, those students who would like more information, we have given this various websites. Maybe at the end of the seminar, we'll also keep this slide as the last slide. So you have the technical education side, those who are aspiring to go in for engineering, or engineering or diploma, you can visit the www.dt.org site. Then also we have the medical education and research website. Savitribai Phule University website is there, Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai. So these are the various websites which are available over here. Those students who want to go into the details, you can always visit their websites. Next slide, please. Yeah. Now the important thing is that we have seen the different options for the students who are there in the art stream or the commerce stream or the science stream. But now many a times what happens is that because of the weak financial background, many students do not opt for going into higher education, that is after 12th standard. But today, along with this career options, we have, I would also give you some information about which are the different scholarships available to all the students. Because we feel that many a times it happens that only because of the lack of knowledge of the government facilities which are being offered to all the students are deprived of the higher education. So just to mention, I have few inputs to be given on the scholarship section. So just to mention, in this slide, if you see, we have given the options for freeship and scholarship. The first column is for the freeship and the second column is for scholarship. So I'll go one by one so that these details are very clear to all the students from all the category. So all the students who are going in for higher education, whether in their Bachelor of Arts, BCom, or for that matter science or engineering, or for that matter any other course, these are the scholarships available to all the students. And it is mandatory that these scholarships are available only in the affiliated college or government aided college. These scholarships are not available to the students who take admission in the private universities or deemed to be universities. So please make a note of this, that if you want to avail the facilities of scholarships, by default the students must take admission to any of the government aided or government affiliated colleges. So let us see the first thing, that is the SC scholarship. So over here for freeship, there is no income limit. Let us say that there is a student from the SC category. If he wants to avail the freeship, under this he gets the tuition plus exam fee plus the development fee. And for this, there is no income limit. So even a student whose parent income is, say, let us say more than 1 crore also, he can avail this freeship facility. So once he gets admitted under the SC quota, he becomes eligible to get the freeship. Then what is scholarship? For a scholarship, the government has kept certain limitation on the income. So a student, a category student with an income of less than 2 lakhs, he becomes eligible for scholarship. Under this scholarship, he'll be again getting the facility of free tuition. There won't be any tuition fees, there won't be any examination fees, there won't be any development fees. Plus he'll be getting, if he is getting the scholarship, he'll be eligible to get the hostel and the maintenance allowance. So this is very important. So those students, those SC category students whose income is below 2 lakhs, because we know that there are many students whose income is less than 2 lakhs, so they can avail this scholarship facility. So even if he goes in for maybe even medical or for that matter an engineering course, he will be able to avail these facilities. Then again for ST students under the freeship category, there is no income limit, tuition plus exam fee. But for the scholarship, again his income must be less than 2 lakhs. But over here he gets the additional benefit of the hostel and the maintenance allowance. Then moving on to the next category, that is the OBC. We have over here the income limit must be less than 8 lakhs for freeship. Again, for scholarship, his income must be less than 1 lakh. So over here, the student gets a 50% tuition fee benefit plus exam fees. And if it is in the less than 1 lakh income, then he also gets the hostel and the maintenance allowance. For the SPC category, we have the income less than 8 lakhs. Again, he gets the benefit of tuition plus exam fee. Income less than 1 lakh, tuition fee plus exam fee plus maintenance. And VJ NT, income less than 8 lakhs, he gets the benefit of tuition fee plus exam fee. And income less than 1 lakh. Yeah. Next slide, please. So then we also have the Rajeshri Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj scholarship. For this is especially for the economically backward classes. So only for students in Maharashtra. For open category, 50% of tuition fees plus exam fees. His income should be less than 8 lakhs. From 18-19, this has increased. If you want the details, you can visit the dt.org site. The documents required are his income certificate from Tahsildar, ration card, SSC, HSC, and cap allotment letter. Next slide, please. Yeah, then we also have the Dr. Punjabrao Deshmukh Hostel Allowance Scholarship for Pune, Mumbai, Nagpur, Aurangabad regions. So it is 3,000 per month is given as a scholarship to the students. For other regions, it is 2,000 rupees. For this, the parent must be a farmer. So this is specifically this scholarship, the Hostel Allowance Scholarship named as Dr. Punjabrao Deshmukh Hostel Allowance Scholarship is mainly for these students whose parents are farmer or whose parents are registered as manual laborers, or parents must have an income less than 1 lakh rupees. So this is also a very good facility for the students who want to go in for higher education. They can have this facility of the hostel allowance also. Next slide, please. Then these are some private scholarships also, as what the government is helping. There are many private companies who are also helping the students to get scholarships. I won't go into the details of all these scholarships, but I'll just read the names. Later on, you can always go and visit their sites for the details. So we have the scholarship from the Indian Oil Academic Scholarship. So this is for 10 plus ITI, engineering, MBBS and MBA courses. So they are offering almost 2,000 scholarships for the ITI, 300 for the engineering students, 200 for MBBS students, and 100 for the MBA students. And the amount has been mentioned in the last column, but there is some eligibility criteria that what should be the percentage for those students. Next slide, please. Yeah. Then Cummins is also offering this scholarship. Again, this scholarship is the candidates who have obtained minimum 60% marks in their previous years. The age limit is 25, less than 25. Income should not be more than 3 lakh rupees. So they are also offering this scholarship. I won't go into the details. Next slide, please. Then we also have the Leela Poonawalla Foundation Scholarship. Again, this scholarship is available for especially the girl students, that too in engineering. Yeah, next. Then we also have the Rasiklal Manikchand Dhariwal Foundation. Again, the criteria is he must have scored 75% and above in his 12th standard, and this is especially for the economically weaker sections students, and this is for engineering, medical, architecture, pharmacy, biotech, and other professional courses. And this is only for the Pune region. So those students who are in Pune district, you can avail of this facility. Next slide, please. Yeah, scholarship for the 10+2 and undergraduate students. So there are n number of private scholarships also available. I have just given a list and the websites. So those students who are interested, you can always ask, mail us and ask for these details. We'll provide you with all these details. So if you look in this, I have mentioned 15 odd scholarships. I'll just read them quickly. So we have the Krushar Vaigyanik Pratishthan Yojana, then the National Institute of Science, Education Research, then we have the Science Institute of Science, Indian Institute of Science, Netaji Subhash Chandra, Central Board of Secondary Education, National Council for Agriculture Research, National Scholarship for Talented Rural Students, National Council of Science and Technology, Higher Education Commission, Indian Mathematics Olympiad, Department for Welfare for SC, ST, OBC, KC Mahindra Education Trust, Indian Oil Scholarships, Foundation for. So there are various scholarships. These are few of the names which we have provided in this list. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, then education loans from banks with their websites. Again, one more important thing is that nowadays even the banks have started giving the loan facilities to the students. So it is not only that the students are getting scholarship from the government as well as private organizations, but even banks are helping them with the bank loans. So we have seen that there are many students who are taking the bank loans, and the banks do have a facility that the student has to repay his loan only after 2 years of his graduation. That is, once he gets the job, then he can pay this loan. So this is again a very good facility for the open category students, that those students who are not getting any scholarship benefits, they can always approach the different banks, and different banks do have the options of giving the educational loans. Now, these educational loans are also given for the students who are aspiring to go abroad, maybe to US or uh, European countries or Australian. The banks are giving the loans for those students also. So we have a list of the banks with their websites. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. So for the same thing, next slide, please. Yeah, just to give an example, I thought that at the end I should take one example and let us see what are the different things involved and what are the options. So over here I've taken an example of the electronics and telecommunication engineering. So what does an ENTC engineer do? Because many a times the details are not known to the students. So I thought that I should just take an example of the ENTC, a branch from engineering to which I belong. So what does an ENTC engineer do? He deals with the electronic devices, circuits, communication equipments like transmitter, receiver, integrated circuits. Then he deals with the basic electronics, that is analog, digital transmission, the reception of data, voice, video processor, satellite communication, microwave engineering, antenna, and vapor. So he works into all these areas. Next slide. Then what does an ENTC engineer do? So he can be applications that are our life easier, television, radio, computer, mobile, design and maintenance, advanced communication. So whatever, if you see today, whatever there is about electronics, and electronics engineer or an ENTC engineer for that matter plays a very important role in all these areas. Next slide, please. And scope for electronics design. So he has a vast scope in semiconductor and VLSI, mobile communication, satellite communication, embedded systems, network security. He can become a researcher and development engineer. He can go into the software engineering and IT industry also. Next slide, please. Yeah, prospect of higher education in ENTC, as we have seen that he can also go in for higher education. He can take admissions for his MTech or MS abroad with various options like mobile communication, signal processing, telecommunication, satellite communication, networking, microelectronics, semiconductors. So there are various options. So this was just a small example which I have taken that what a particular engineer does. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, employment opportunities for an ENTC. So where does he get employed? He gets employed into Indian Engineering Services. He gets employed into BSNL, MTNL. He gets employed into IBM, HP, STM, Philips. He can get employed into Indian Oil Corporation. He can get employed into Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, Steel Authority of India, Power Sectors, Bharat Electronics, Indian Railways, Hindustan Aeronautics, Hindustan Space. So these are various options available even for an ENTC engineer. So there are vast opportunities for a student. So this was just an example to let you know that each and every branch which you choose, if you're going to like that branch and do that course faithfully, I know that every one of you is surely going to get good career opportunities. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, employment opportunities we have done. Next slide, please. Yeah, so with this, I have finished with this presentation. Now, first thing what we'll do is, if there are questions, we'll take them one and on, or then if there are questions in the chat box, we'll try to answer those questions. Yeah, Chetan, please go ahead.
Sir, thank you very much for giving a nice presentation, sir, on the guidance of the career opportunity after the 12th standard for student of arts, commerce, and science. And sir also give the guidance on the scholarships also and the eligibility after the 12th. Anyone has question, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello.
Sir.
सर वेबसाईटला सीईटीचा मागच्या वेळेसचा कट ऑफ दिसत नाहीये. कट ऑफ काय कॉम्प्युटर सायन्सचा?
सर आता ते आपण टाकलेले नाहीयेत. आता साधारण काय झालंय की ऍडमिशनचे प्रोसेस चालू नाहीत, तर मे बी ह्या नेक्स्ट वीक मध्ये ते सगळे कट ऑफ टाकले जातील. मागच्या
कारण
वेळेस
2018 पर्यंतचे दिसत आहेत.
हो हो
तिथं
बरोबर.
पुढचे
19चा जो कट ऑफ होता, एक जनरल सांगतो मी. ओपन कॅटेगरीचा तो साधारण 100च्या वरती होता आणि साधारण कॅटेगरीमध्ये असेल तर तो साधारण एक तरी पण 80च्या वरती वगैरे होता. सीईटीचा मी बोलतोय.
ओके.
हॅलो हॅलो सर.
येस.
अभिषेक.
मला मेन्स झाली ना जानेवारीमध्ये.
हॅलो.
त्याला 60% आले सर.
बर.
तर कम्प्युटर इंजिनिअरिंग किंवा आयटी ला होऊ शकतं का ऍडमिशन त्यावर?
आता कसं आहे की आता त्यांनी कुठली दिली हे जेडब्ल्यू दिलेली आहे.
हा जेडब्ल्यू.
हा तर जेडब्ल्यूचं कसं असतं की आपण अजून एक ह्याच्यानंतर एक सेमिनार घेणार आहे ऍडमिशन प्रोसेस बद्दलचा. मी फक्त एक तुम्हाला थोडक्यात सांगतो. जनरली कसं असतं ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही ऍडमिशन घेता इंजिनिअरिंग कोर्ससाठी स्पेसिफिकली, तर ज्या 100 जागा असतात त्यातल्या 15% जागा ह्या ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया लेवलला दिल्या जातात, ज्यामध्ये हा जेडब्ल्यूच्या स्कोरवरती हा विद्यार्थी येऊ शकतो त्याच्यामध्ये. तर त्याला जर 60 मार्क असतील तर कदाचित त्याला कुठली ब्रांच पाहिजे, कम्प्युटर,
हा
तर कदाचित त्याला मिळू शकते. कारण जेडब्ल्यू स्कोर जेडब्ल्यू हा पर्सेंटाईल तेच सांगतो. कारण आता इथं मी एक्झॅक्टली तुम्हाला सांगू शकणार नाही, पण जनरली त्याला डिपेंडिंग, कारण हे कसं ऑल इंडिया लेवल कोटाला जे मार्क्स असतात त्याच्यावरती हे डिसाईड होतं त्याचं. आणि जनरली आम्ही असं पाहिलंय की जेडब्ल्यूचे मार्क्स आणि सीईटीचे मार्क्स ह्याच्यामध्ये बऱ्याच तफावत असते. म्हणजे सीईटीचे मार्क्स खूप जास्त असतात, जेडब्ल्यूचे मार्क्स साधारण ह्या रेंजमध्ये असतात, साधारण 60, 70, 80च्या. पण तरी सुद्धा त्यांना त्या 15 ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही अप्लाय करता त्यावेळेस त्या कोटामधनं अप्लाय केलं तर तुम्हाला मिळून जातं ते 15% कोटामधनं. त्याच्यासाठी अधिक माहितीसाठी आपण नंतर परत एक वेगळा सेमिनार घेणार आहोत, ज्याच्यामध्ये फक्त इंजिनिअरिंग ऍडमिशन्सच्या काय काय ऑप्शन्स आहेत आणि कसे, हे ज्या तुमच्या क्वेरीज आहेत त्या आपण आन्सर करणार आहोत त्याच्यामध्ये.
हो सर, पण ऍडमिशन होऊ शकतं ना?
हा होऊ शकतं, होऊ शकतं. फक्त आता त्याचा बेसिक काय आहे की त्याचं जसं मी ग्रुप सांगितलं, पीसीएम त्याचा जो ग्रुप आहे, तर कॅटेगरीतला असाल तर 45% पीसीएम ला पाहिजेत आणि
हो सर,
ओपन असेल तर 50% पाहिजे.
ते होते बाकी काय नाही.
काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. हा होऊ शकतं मग.
हॅलो सर. हॅलो
हा बोला सर.
हॅलो.
हा बोला सर.
सर मला आयसरला जायचं आहे, काय करायला पाहिजे आयसर जाण्यासाठी?
हा आयसरला सुद्धा आता त्यांचं कसं आहे की जशा आपल्या ह्या जेडब्ल्यूच्या आणि ऍडव्हान्स जेच्या ज्या कोर्सेस आहेत, एक्झाम्स आहेत, त्याच्या थ्रू तुम्हाला आयसरला ऍडमिशन मिळते, कारण इट इज ऑलमोस्ट पॅरलल टू युअर IITs. तर तुम्ही त्यांच्या याच्यावर जा साईटवरती, तिथं पूर्ण माहिती आहे. तर ते आपल्या कॅप राऊंड थ्रू होत नाहीत आयसरच्या ऍडमिशन. त्याला त्यांनी आता जेडब्ल्यूला बसला होता का तो आता?
हो बसलो होतो.
त्याचा स्कोर
डाऊट विचारतायत.
64. मग फक्त आता तुम्हाला त्यांचा जो मागच्या वेळेसचा कट ऑफ आणि काय होतं ते थोडं बघावं लागेल. माझ्याकडे आता ती डिटेल्स नाहीत, पण आयसरला जायचं असेल तर त्याला त्या थ्रू जावं लागेल.
अच्छा.
मग आयसर त्याला आता पुण्यामध्ये पण आहे, बेंगलोरला आहे, तर आता
7 ठिकाणी 7 ठिकाणी
7 ठिकाणी. तर त्याचं जसं रँकिंग येईल त्याप्रमाणे तुम्ही ते ऑप्शन बघू शकता.
चालेल. थँक्यू सर. वेलकम.
येस सर, थँक्यू.
हॅलो.
हा सर बोला.
सर, व्हॉट अबाउट TFWS ऍडमिशन?
हा ट्युशन फी वरच्या ऍडमिशन कशा असतात ते एक सांगतो मी तुम्हाला. त्याच्यामध्ये प्रत्येक इन्स्टिट्यूटमध्ये या साधारण 5% ऍडमिशन्स असतात. म्हणजे 3 ऍडमिशन, म्हणजे 60ची इंटेक जर असेल तर या 3 ऍडमिशन्स दिल्या जातात ओव्हर अँड अबव्ह मध्ये. तर त्याच्यामध्ये तुमचा इन्कम जर तुम्ही तुमच्याकडे तसं इन्कम सर्टिफिकेट असेल बिलो 2 lakhs, तर तुम्ही ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही अप्लाय करता त्यावेळेस त्या कॅटेगरीमध्ये अप्लाय करायचं. तर तुमचा जसा स्कोर आहे त्याप्रमाणे ते अलॉट होतात. आणि ह्या ओव्हर अँड अबव्ह ऍडमिशन असतात. म्हणजे साधारण 60च्या याला 3 ऍडमिशन ट्युशन फी वेवरच्या प्रत्येक कॉलेजला आणि प्रत्येक ब्रांचला हे अवेलेबल आहेत.
थँक्यू सर.
हॅलो.
तुमचा माईक थोडा लांब धरा. हॅलो.
माईक लांब धरा. हॅलो साक्षी.
साक्षी, माईक थोडा लांब धर आणि व्यवस्थित विचार.
करण्यासाठी बीकॉम चांगलं की BBA चांगलं?
हॅलो.
हॅलो.
बीएससी चांगलं की बीबीए चांगलं असं काहीतरी विचारायचंय तिला.
ऍक्च्युली आता त्याच्यामध्ये कसं माहिती का, मी आता तुम्हाला एवढे
सीएस करण्यासाठी बीकॉम चांगलं की बीबीए चांगलं?
Okay, her question is if wanted to become CA or CS, what is useful doing BBA or BCom?
See, if you are going in for the company secretary, so according to me at least, जे बीकॉम जर तुम्ही केलं तर तुमचं थोडं बेसिक थोडं जरा जास्त चांगल्या प्रकारे तयारी होऊ शकते, असं माझं वैयक्तिक मत आहे. आय एम नॉट अन एक्सपर्ट इन दॅट, बट
ओके सर.
दिस इज माय से ऑन दिस.
सर आय वॉन्ट टू डू IT इंजिनिअरिंग. सर कोणची ब्रांचला जाऊ शकतो मी?
ओके सर, थँक्यू.
आयटी जर असेल तर तुमचं सायन्स आहे का आता 12वी मध्ये?
हो सर, PCM आहे.
PCM आहे, मग तुम्ही मिळू शकते तुम्हाला आयटी ब्रांच. परत ज्यावेळेस आपलं सीईटीचं ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही आता एक्झाम
सर
द्याल,
CET पर्सेंटाईल किती पाहिजे?
आता मागच्या वेळेस आमच्या कॉलेजचं जे होतं आयटी ब्रांचला, ती परत साधारण ओपन कॅटेगरीचं असेल तर ती 100च्या आसपास होते आणि कॅटेगरीचे असेल तर त्याच्या खाली होते. साधारण ह्या रेंजला ऍडमिशन होत्या मागच्या वेळेसच्या.
आणि सर JEE थ्रू
परत त्याचं कमी येतं, साधारण एक 60-70 वगैरे असेल तर JEE थ्रू तुम्हाला मिळू शकतं.
चालते सर, थँक्यू.
हो, हा.
Any question?
Any other questions?
हॅलो.
Yes.
TFWS बद्दल तुम्ही आता जे सांगितलं ते फक्त इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेजला ऍप्लिकेबल असतं की नॉर्मल ग्रॅज्युएशन BSc BCom ला पण असतं?
नाही, हे आता फक्त इंजिनिअरिंग साठी अवेलेबल मॅडम. हे ऑल इंडिया काउन्सिल फॉर टेक्निकल एज्युकेशन त्यांनी ही फॅसिलिटी प्रोव्हाइड करून दिली आहे. म्हणजे हे वीकर सेक्शनची जी मुलं आहेत, इकॉनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शनची, त्यांच्यासाठी ही सोय त्यांनी उपलब्ध करून दिली आणि ती फक्त आता सध्या तरी इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेजला आहे. माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे अजून त्यांनी ती बाकी ह्याला नाहीये अशी सोय.
ओके, थँक्यू सर.
येस.
काही पॅरेंट्स आहेत आपल्यासोबत, त्यांना काही विचारायचं असेल तर विचारू शकतात.
हो, विचारू शकतात पॅरेंट्स.
हॅलो सर.
हा सर, बोला.
BCS ला जास्त स्कोप आहे का BCA ला?
मी परत ते सांगितलं, तुम्ही जर मगाशी प्रेझेंटेशन बघितलं असेल तर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी सगळ्याच फील्डमध्ये. फक्त आता ह्याच्यामध्ये होतं कसं की तुम्ही तुमचे काय मार्क्स पडणार आहेत, तुमचं लाइकिंग काय. मी जास्त नेहमी काय सांगतो विद्यार्थ्यांना की तुमचं सगळ्यात पहिलं लाइकिंग बघा काय. लाइकिंग जर आपलं असेल तर आपले स्किल्स ऑटोमॅटिकली डेव्हलप होतात. मग त्या एरियामधले जे काही ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहेत ते सगळे मिळतात आपल्याला. तेव्हा आता आपल्याला असं कमेंट करून चालणार नाही की तो कुठला कोर्स कसा चांगला आहे. त्याला एक तर त्या विद्यार्थ्याची त्याच्यात लाइकिंग असेल तर त्यांनी कुठला जरी कोर्स घेतला तरी तो नक्कीच चांगल्या प्रकारे त्याला जॉब ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज मिळतात त्याच्यामध्ये.
हो सर, पण तरी त्यातला हायर कुठला कोर्स, BCS का BCA?
नाही, आता मी परत ते सांगितलं ना, ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज दोन्ही याच्यामध्ये. जर तुम्ही BCA म्हटलं तर कम्प्युटर ऍप्लिकेशन, तुम्हाला IT इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये पण जाऊ शकता तुम्ही. आणि दुसरं काय ना, तुम्ही BSc ना?
नाही, BCS आणि BCA.
हो, ते ऑलमोस्ट पॅरलल. तुम्हाला दोन्ही याच्यामध्ये कम्प्युटर सायन्स किंवा कम्प्युटर ऍप्लिकेशन्स ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज सेम आहेत सर त्याच्यामध्ये. तर मला नाही वाटत की जास्त काही त्याच्यामध्ये खूप फरक आहे कंटेंट्स मध्ये.
सर प्रेफरन्स कोणाला देणार जास्त तो कंपनीवाले?
नाही, मी परत ते नाही, असं काही नाही. तेच सांगतो मी परत तुम्हाला की कंपनीवाले ज्यावेळेस येतात कॅम्पस, त्यावेळेस ते एलिजिबिलिटी क्रायटेरिया सांगतात. तर त्याच्यामध्ये तो BCS पण असेल आणि BCA पण असेल. जसं माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे त्यांचे जे कंटेंट्स आहेत ते ऑलमोस्ट पॅरलल. एक ऍप्लिकेशन आणि एक सायन्स आहे. ऍप्लिकेशन म्हणजे जे टूल्स वगैरे जे असतात कम्प्युटर मधले ते तुम्ही जास्त, म्हणजे मी थोडंसं इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंड जसं कम्प्युटर सायन्स आणि IT इन्फॉर्मेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी हा जो प्रकार आहे त्या प्रकारे थोडंसं आहे. एक ऍप्लिकेशन आणि एक सायन्स. तर जनरली ज्यावेळेस कुठली कंपनी येते त्यावेळेस ते दोन्ही ह्यांना देतात ते प्रेफरन्स. तेव्हा असं म्हणून तर म्हटलं की जे तुम्हाला लाइकिंग आहे आणि जी मिळेल ब्रांच चांगल्या कॉलेजमध्ये तर कंपन्या प्लेसमेंटला येतात तिथं घ्यावं, असं माझं एक साधारण मत आहे.
येस सर, ऍब्सोल्युटली राईट.
सर आपल्याकडे चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये पण क्वेश्चन आहेत. सुमन विचारते की सर आय हॅव कम्प्लिटेड 10th with 91% and this is now I am appearing for 12th and I want to become a pilot. What should I do?
Yeah, so she has got the options if she wants to become a pilot. The first thing is that she can do graduation in maybe engineering, because engineering will help her to become. And for pilot, if she wants to become pilot, there are dedicated colleges again for this course for pilot training as such. There are very few in India, maybe one or two. So directly, if she wants to become pilot, there are these options available with her.
ओके सर. अजून एक क्वेश्चन आहे. व्हॉट इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन फ्रीशिप अँड स्कॉलरशिप?
Yeah, the difference between freeship and scholarship is for scholarship there is a limit on the income. जसं आपण SCचं स्कॉलरशिप पाहिलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये 2 लाखापेक्षा ज्या पालकांचं उत्पन्न आहे त्यांना तर जशी फ्रीशिपला फॅसिलिटी मिळते. म्हणजे मी परत एकदा सांगतो की कुठलाही एक SC कॅटेगरीचा विद्यार्थी आहे त्याच्या पालकाचं इन्कम समजा 1 करोड रुपये आहे तर त्याला एक तर तरी त्या विद्यार्थ्याला फी माफ असणार आहे. प्लस पण जर समजा एखादा विद्यार्थी आहे की ज्याच्या पालकांचं उत्पन्न 1 लाख तर त्याला स्कॉलरशिप मिळणार म्हणजे काय, त्याला ट्युशन फी नसणारच, प्लस त्याच्या वरती त्याला जे ऍडिशनल फॅसिलिटी ती त्याला जे हॉस्टेलमध्ये तो राहणार आहे, हॉस्टेल आणि मेंटेनन्स अलाउन्स हा जास्तचा मिळतो. हा एवढाच फरक आहे आणि इन्कम लिमिट आहे फक्त. पण SC आणि ST साठी फ्री स्कॉलरशिप मिळून जातं, म्हणजे त्यांना कुठल्याही प्रकारची फी भरायची नाही कुठल्याच कॉलेजला. त्यांनी म्हणजे ऍडमिशन घेतली की त्याला फी माफ आहे पूर्णपणे.
Sir, there is one more question. If I want to go for MBA, what is better to do, BBA or any UG course?
Again, it depends. Even with after BBA, you can go in for MBA course. But future मध्ये तुम्हाला काय त्या MBA मधनं करायचं, कारण त्याच्यात परत ऑप्शन्स आहेत. आता बरेचसे विद्यार्थी जनरली जे इंजिनिअरिंगचे होतात MBA तर त्यांचं थोडंसं नॉलेजच्या नुसार थोडं जास्त हायर असतं आणि त्यांना मे बी ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज ज्या असतात त्या जास्त मिळतात. BBAचं सुद्धा तसं आहे, म्हणजे त्याच्यात काही हे नाही, कारण तो 3+2 नी तुम्ही 1 वर्ष तुमचं वाचू शकता. Can opt for that course also.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more is there. Sir, can you give some information about scope for genetic engineering?
I am not what you can say an expert in genetic engineering, but as I said that yeah, it's a upcoming stream, and surely maybe down the years there will be a scope, but there won't be a tremendous scope. It is
सर तुमचा माइक म्यूट झालाय सर. हॅलो. हॅलो.
हॅलो.
हा बोला सर.
तर मी परत एकदा रिपीट करतो. जेनेटिक इंजिनिअरिंग बद्दल जे बोलताय, सगळ्यात पहिलं मी त्याच्यातलं एक्सपर्ट नाही, पण एक जस्ट ब्रीफ जे सांगायचंय, तर ही स्ट्रीम जी थोडीशी आहे ती अगदी स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रीम आहे. जसं सध्या बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी आहे तर त्याच्यामध्ये खूपच कमी वाव म्हणू शकतो आपण ऍटलिस्ट भारतामध्ये. अब्रॉड फॉरेन देशांमध्ये त्याला बऱ्यापैकी जिथं कामं चालतात तिथे म्हणजे जर तुम्ही करिअर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी म्हणून त्याच्याकडे पाहत असाल तर तुम्ही जर त्याच्यात केलं काम तर नक्कीच ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी, बट इट इज नॉट that it is going to give you जशा आपल्या IT सेक्टरमध्ये भरपूर जॉब ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज तशा तरी आता नाहीयेत आणि ते एक अपकमिंग स्ट्रीम आहे. मे बी एक 5-6 वर्षानंतर वी मे सी सम opportunities in that field also, but it is again a narrow, very narrow stream.
सर अजून एक क्वेश्चन आहे. ओपनला स्कॉलरशिप मिळते का?
ओपनला स्कॉलरशिप जे आता आपण बोललो की जे आता नवीन गव्हर्नमेंटच्या स्कीम प्रमाणे जर त्यांचं इन्कम 8 लाखांपेक्षा कमी असेल, जो ESCB जो इकॉनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन जो आहे तर त्यांचा 8 लाखांपेक्षा कमी उत्पन्न असेल तर त्यांना 50% स्कॉलरशिप ही मिळते आता नवीन याच्यानुसार.
शुभम श्रीखंडे वॉन्ट्स टू आस्क.
त्याच्यासाठी त्यांची सगळी सर्टिफिकेट्स लागणार बरं का त्यांना, म्हणजे इन्कम सर्टिफिकेट आणि ते
हो हो
तरच ती फॅसिलिटी त्यांना एक्सटेंड होऊ शकते. म्हणजे इव्हन त्या कॅटेगरीमध्ये ते ऍडमिशन सुद्धा घेऊ शकतात ते ESBC मध्ये. इकॉनॉमिकली आणि सोशल बॅकवर्ड क्लासच्या त्याला त्यांना आता जर वेळ असेल आणि जर त्यांनी जर सर्टिफिकेट करून घेतले तर ऍडमिशनच्या वेळेस सुद्धा तो फायदा होऊ शकतो.
नीट क्वालिफाय झाल्यावर काय काय करू शकतो?
काय काय
नीट एक्झाम क्वालिफाय झाल्यावर काय करू शकतो?
भरपूर ऑप्शन्स आपण पाहिले ना नीटच्या याच्यामध्ये. मेडिकलचे जेवढे ऑप्शन्स आहेत ते सगळे नीटच्या नंतर तुम्हाला अवेलेबल आहेत PCB ग्रुपला.
BSc आणि LLB च्या कोर्सला ऍडमिशन घेताना CET एक्झाम द्यावी लागते का?
नाही, आता तरी बहुतेक नाहीये कुठल्याच याची. डायरेक्टली तुम्ही घेऊ शकता असं माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे.
हॅलो सर.
हा सर.
सर आपलं डी फार्मसी घ्यायला कुठली परीक्षा आहे का डायरेक्ट आपण घेऊ शकतो मार्कावर 12वीच्या?
नाही, डी फार्मला सुद्धा त्याची जशी आपली इंजिनिअरिंगच्या डिप्लोमाला जशी कॉमन एंट्रन्स असते तशीच डी फार्मला पण असते.
ते कोणते एंट्रन्स आहे काय?
नाही, एंट्रन्स आता एकतर कसं काही ठिकाणी जर तुमचं दिलेलं नसेल एक्झाम तर तुम्ही त्या डी फार्मच्या कॉलेजला डायरेक्ट अप्रोच करून जर मॅनेजमेंट कोटा म्हणजे इन्स्टिट्यूट लेवलची ऍडमिशन असेल तर ती तुम्हाला मिळू शकते. नाहीतर मग जसे तुमचे 10वीचे किंवा 12वी नंतर सुद्धा तुम्ही सेकंड इयरला तुम्हाला ऍडमिशन मिळते तशी. तर त्या ऑप्शन्स तुम्ही त्या डी फार्मच्या कॉलेजला जाऊन बघू शकता, पण ती पॉसिबल आहे त्याला.
चालतंय, ठीक आहे, ओके, थँक्यू.
आता त्याच्या सीईटी नाहीत, पण बी फार्मची सीईटी आहे. डी फार्मला आता सध्या नाहीये तसं माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे.
सर गुड मॉर्निंग.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
सर ते LLB BSc आणि LLB साठी CIT एक्झाम नेसेसरी आहे का?
नाही, मी आत्ताच कुणीतरी प्रश्न विचारला होता. तसं तर आता माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे तशी आता काही बहुतेक नाहीये. तो इंटिग्रेटेड कोर्स आहे. तर तुम्ही ज्या कॉलेजमध्ये असा कोर्स आहे तिथे जाऊन चौकशी केली तर तुम्हाला कळू शकेल ते.
सर तरी पण कुठले कॉलेज असतात पुण्यामध्ये?
पुण्यामध्ये BSc विथ LLB मला वाटतं फर्ग्युसनला पण आहे एक, मला जे माहिती आहे त्याप्रमाणे. आणि अजून आता इथे एक शाहू कॉलेजला पण त्यांचा इंटिग्रेटेड आहे का नाही हे माहिती नाही. मला वाटतं अजून काही प्रायव्हेट जे आता नवीन इन्स्टिट्यूट झाले जसं MIT आहे तर त्यांच्याकडे तुम्ही चौकशी करू शकता, कारण ज्या प्रायव्हेट युनिव्हर्सिटीज झाल्यात त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा त्या लोकांनी ह्या फॅसिलिटीज दिलेल्या आहेत तशा.
थँक्यू सर. सर पण डेअरी फार्मसीला पण काय CITचे एक्झाम एंट्रन्स काय नेसेसरी आहे का पण?
नाही, आता तेच सांगतो. आता मला साधारण ह्याच्याबद्दल थोडीशी कमी माहिती आहे, पण माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे आता तरी ह्याला मी कुठं ऐक्यू नाहीये माझ्या की ह्यांना काही CET आहेत म्हणून.
चालतंय, थँक्यू सर.
सर CET जुलैमध्ये झाल्यावर ऍडमिशन प्रोसेस कधी सुरू होईल?
आता जे UGCने जे नोटिफिकेशन दिलेलं आहे त्याप्रमाणे त्यांनी साधारण सप्टेंबर मध्ये कॉलेजेस चालू होणार, म्हणजे ऑगस्ट मध्ये साधारण ही प्रोसेस असणार आहे, पूर्ण ऑगस्ट मध्ये असं आता टेंटेटिव्ह टाइम टेबल आहे. पण त्याच्यामध्ये परत पुढे काय होणार ते अजून हे नाही. म्हणजे आता टेंटेटिव्ह डेट्स त्यांनी ऑगस्ट महिन्याच्या दिलेल्या आहेत आणि सप्टेंबर पासून कॉलेजेस चालू होणार नवीन वर्षांची, असं आता शेड्यूल आहे UGCचं. येस चेतन.
हॅलो सर.
हा सर बोला.
सर BBA आणि BBM मध्ये काय जर डिफरन्स आहे, म्हणजे कसं आहे? हॅलो.
हा सर बोला. BBA आणि
सर BBA आणि BBM मध्ये चांगलं कोणतं?
सर नाही, सॉरी, एक्स्ट्रीमली सॉरी, मी त्याच्यात आता एवढं एक्सपर्टाईज माझ्याकडे नाही की मी त्याच्यावर कमेंट करू शकतो. पण जसं मी मगाशी बोललो तसे दोन्ही 3 वर्षाचे कोर्स आहेत. एक मॅनेजमेंट आहे आणि एक ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन आहे. तर थोडाफार जो काही सब्जेक्ट्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये फरक पडू शकतो. तर तुम्हाला काय कॅटेगरीमध्ये जायचंय तर त्याप्रमाणे थोडंसं त्यांचा जो सिलेबस कोर्स सिलेबस आहे तो थोडासा तुम्हाला बघावा लागेल आणि त्याच्यानंतर डिसाईड करावं लागेल. पण माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे आता तरी त्याच्यात असा काही फारसा खूप फरक नाहीये किंवा जॉब ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज मध्ये सुद्धा काही तसं विशेष हे नाहीये त्याच्यामध्ये. दोघांना
स्वतःचा जर बिझनेस मग काढायचा असला तर
चालू शकेल ना, तुम्ही BBM करू शकता.
BBM
ते ऑप्शन आपण दिलेलं ते सांगितलं होतं मग अशा स्लाइडच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये प्रेझेंटेशन मध्ये. त्या BBMच्या पुढे आपण दिलं होतं की स्वतः जर तुमचा व्यवसाय असेल तर तुम्हाला हे जास्त थोडं उपयोगी पडू शकतं.
जर तुम्ही व्हिडिओ आधीमध्ये मिस केला असेल तर तुम्ही आमच्या कॉलेजच्या फेसबुक पेजवर पूर्ण व्हिडिओ बघू शकता.
पूर्ण बघू शकता, स्लाइड्स अवेलेबल आहेत.
हा, फेसबुक पेज कॉलेजचं AISSMS इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी असं सर्च केल्यावर तुम्हाला मिळेल.
ओके ओके, ठीक आहे.
सर अजून क्वेश्चन्स आहेत. प्लेन BSc केल्यानंतर काय काय करिअर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज असू शकतात?
परत तेच मगाच्या स्लाइड मध्ये आपण सगळं सांगितलंय चेतन, तर त्यांना मे बी लिंक द्या.
हो हो हो. आय थिंक चॅट बॉक्स मधले क्वेश्चन झालेत सर.
आपण सर आपण इथे मेल ID देऊन द्यायचं का, म्हणजे
ज्यांना प्रश्न असतील ते टाकतील किंवा मग नंतर हे बघतील. हा चेतन तसं कर आणि मे बी एक इफ एव्हरीथिंग इज फिनिश्ड वी कॅन स्टॉप देन.
बघायचं चालतंय की. मग ते आता रद्दीला घालणार आहे मग ठीक आहे. रद्दीला कशा आताच कशाला घालते तुला तुझी पुस्तकं कवा आणते ते तुला परत दे. हा कोणा काय म्हणावं रद्दीला किती वेळा पुस्तकं
हाँ चेतन
ओके सर. रहेजा सर.
स्टॉप करो.
रहेजा सर.
हाँ सर. हेलो.
हाँ सर बोलिए.
हाँ चेतन सर.
बोलिए बोलिए.
यस सर. आई
आवाज नाही येत आहे रहेजा सर तुमचा.
इवेंट. हेलो.
हाँ yeah.
Okay. I, Professor Amit Raheja, coordinator of this event, express my sincere thanks to one and all who are directly and indirectly involved to make our webinar successful. On behalf of All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Society's Institute of Information Technology, it's my privilege to thank our dynamic principal, Dr. P.B. Mane sir, for sharing this important information regarding career opportunities after 12th standard. I am thankful to Shri Maloji Raje Chhatrapati, Honorable Secretary of our AISSMS Society and other society members for allowing us to arrange such a webinar. I am also thankful to our HOD, Dr. P.G. Mushrif sir, for his inspiration and guidance for organizing this event. And lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for attending this webinar. Thank you.
Shall I leave, sir?
Yes sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank
Sir,
you.
yes,
Thank you
sir.
all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.